Okay.
It's great. So we want to take a few questions from the crowd. Do we have any questions?
All right.
Anybody have a question for Greg Phillinganes before we get the amazing band up here?
Hi. Right here? Yeah. Hi. No. No, I don't know, man. I would like to. I would like to, and I've been really, entertaining the idea of like a real soul, like just piano, you know. Um, I'd like it to happen. My life is just wacky. It's like every time I feel like I'm in a place of settling to be able to do that, to prepare for it anyway, some other amazing stuff happens, and I'm constantly like, you know, and now I have twin babies, so, you know, that yeah, and they're a massive blessing, but at the same time I have to pay for them, so. Along with my 10-year-old daughter, so it could happen. I'd like it to happen, so we'll see. That's all I can tell you.
We had a
Hi.
question.
What do you like about the industry now, musically, and what do you don't like?
The question is, what does he like about the music industry now? What does he not like?
It really is. Well, it's not much of an industry. I mean, it's first of all, it's changed so drastically. I don't have to tell you that. This has been, over the process of the last 15 years, easily. Um, the elements of it that are that would be regarded as a curse can also be a blessing, like the internet, for instance. You know, you can go on YouTube, something can go viral and change your life overnight. You know, you end up on Ellen, and you get a deal after that, and boom, American Idol certainly, in the beginning years, did raise solid artists. And interestingly enough, they're really the only ones. I mean, I know about The Voice and everything, but I couldn't really tell you artists from The Voice, but I can line up artists from Idol. Who they are. But the other ones, I just, there hasn't been that kind of consistency, and even the process of Idol, it's an intense A&R course, and they're basically doing what labels no longer do, because they don't have the personnel, they don't have the time, the interest, the budgets. They don't have it anymore. So the Idol has kind of assumed that role, and now in their last season, so we'll see what happens after that. But I like that even though it seems like it's hopeless and there's never going to be any kind of solid foundation again, the opportunities are still there, and maybe even wider, to a great extent. It's just there's no set pattern anymore. There really wasn't really. I mean, yes, 30, 40 years ago, yeah, there was the general concept that you shop labels, you try to get a deal, you try to get a budget, and you take it from there. But one of the good things is that artists are becoming far more educated and aware of their opportunities and their access, and they're taking it into their own hands. They're producing their own product, selling it online, either through iTunes or other sources, and bypassing the middleman label. So there's advantages there too.
All right, let's take one more question in the back.
Hi.
Is there a recording of the Bill Withers tribute?
No. You might be able to see. You can see some segments of it online, like YouTube. And it's from people's phones or whatever. But some of it's pretty good quality. One of the highlights was Aloe Black singing a song called "Hope She'll Be Happier." Oh my God. It was it was like Bocelli. He stood there, man. He stood in one spot, and see, most of the audience didn't even know who he was. He opened his mouth and sang the first line, and people were like, they were transfixed, you know. And he sang through this. They couldn't even wait to give him a standing ovation. It was unbelievable, and I was so happy for him, you know. And so that's just one of the many highlights. Hopefully, you can check that out.
Very cool. All right, so I think we're going to get the band up here. Give a big round of applause for Greg Phillinganes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
We're so happy to have him as such a strong artist. He's been a Korg artist for so many years. Thank you so much for doing this for us. I hope everyone enjoyed the questions and the answers, and let's hear some great music.